All right. Good morning. Welcome to our first big idea with the Cottleville Weldon Spring Chamber. We came up with this concept when Tammi Hilton created the NoMOGasTax app and was able to explain the gas tax and how it'd be going up over the next few years and how you could get your money back. So with that, I will tell you, if you have any questions, please type them in the little pop-up thing, and I will be glad to ask Tammi the questions for you. And then I will let you know that this is being recorded. So I'd like to introduce Tammi Hilton with the NoMOGasTax app.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I definitely appreciate it. I am honored to be here today. I am a member of the Cottleville Weldon Spring Chamber of Commerce and have been for some time with my other companies. And I'm honored to be able to bring the NoMOGasTax as a member as well. So my name is Tammi Hilton. I am the owner and the founder of the NoMOGasTax app. And we are going to talk about quite a few things today, but the main thing we're going to talk about is how you can get your gas tax back. So I want to start off by talking a little bit about the Missouri Senate bill, kind of giving you a little bit of an overview of what that bill entails. We'll dive in through a demonstration of the app as well. I want to be able to ask the questions along the way, but I've also incorporated some questions that have been asked of me over the past couple of weeks. The conversation and the narrative has changed a little bit with the rising price of fuel that we are seeing. Just yesterday, I think over the past 36 hours, we've seen bumps of anywhere from 40 cents to 50 cents across the gas stations along the way. So I want to make sure that we talk a little bit about what is available for a refund and how you can start getting your gas tax back, and answer the questions that have been brought up and go from there. So a little bit about the Missouri Senate Bill 262. Late last year, this was passed in 2021. What it did is immediately on October 1st, it added a 2.5-cent gas tax at the pump. So what that meant to you is you saw a raise in your gas taxes. Typically, what we've seen in the past in our gas tax is 17 cents. And on October 1st of 2021, it raised to 19.5 cents. This is a fuel tax increase that we're going to see continue to raise by 2.5 cents over the next 4 to 5 years. So just here around the corner, July 1st, we are going to see this gas tax go to 5 cents for every single gallon of gas that you purchase. This is not a calendar year. This is a fiscal year. And so this increase is going to hit every July until 2025, where we're going to see this cap out at 12.5 cents for every single gallon of gas that you purchase. But there is good news. If there is good news about that, this is fully refundable. This is refundable for your non-highway vehicles. So we'll get into that when we dive in through the demonstration today. But you can add your combines, your aircraft, your water toys, any of those non-highway vehicles that you have registered with the state of Missouri can get that fuel tax back. And then for your highway vehicles, for all vehicles under 26,000 pounds, which is most of us, even our fleet vehicles and the commercial vehicles that we have out there, these are vehicles that are available for that gas refund. So to give you an idea, inside of the state of Missouri, there are 6.2 million registered vehicles in the state of Missouri. 5 million of those vehicles are being imposed a fuel tax at the pump of 2.5 cents today that is fully refundable. So that is a large, very large percentage of the population in the state of Missouri. And we just want to make sure that we use this platform to just educate and let people know that there is a tax out there that they don't need to be, letting just sit at the table. So that's a little bit about the Missouri Senate Bill 262. From what I know, I have read the bill. I read the proposal about the bill. If you have any questions specifically about the bill, we can jump into it. But I do like to obviously kind of show it in a different way for you as well. So as I mentioned, starting October 1st of 2021, this fuel tax started at 17 cents. We added that 2.5 cents at the top there. This, like I had mentioned, is going to grow to 5 cents in July. So that is what, 2.5 months from now? So 2.5 months, we are going to seeing a 5 cents increase on top of the gas tax that we were paying previously. That is fully refundable. Next year, we'll see it at 7.5 cents, 10 cents, and then it's going to cap out at 12.5 cents in 2025 for every single gallon of gas that you purchase. This might seem like pennies to some of us, but it's really not. If we look at it from the standpoint of the revenue that the state of Missouri is looking at generating on a fully refundable tax, just in 2022, I was able to pull this from the Transportation Investment Advocacy Center. It was a case study that they did proposing the Senate Bill 262. There are $77 million just in this first year of refundable dollars that we are banking on, or the state is banking on, us leaving on the table. So I think if you look at it from the standpoint of, if NoMOGasTax can put $70 million back into Missourians' pockets, is that something of value? This is a study that they did, just making probably some budget projections on a high refund and a low refund. But as you can see, when this is fully implemented, they're looking at over $500 million in revenue coming from this fuel tax bonus that Missourians not going to ask back for. So that's why we created the NoMOGasTax app. So I want to jump into, I'm going to try to share my phone and drive into a demonstration if I can. Give me 1 second. All right, so I think you're going to see my app coming through. Perfect. All right, so this is a new version of the app. It is going to be released over the weekend. So if you've already downloaded the app today, it might have a little bit of a different look and feel from this, but we've added some graphics and then added some functionality in here for you as well. So if we want to go in here, I have entered a vehicle. If we wanted to add a vehicle, this is what could be where you wanted to add maybe other vehicles that you have registered. So whether it might be a watercraft, a vehicle that you drive, a non-highway vehicle, you can add all that information in here. But for today's purposes, we're going to just jump into adding a gas receipt. All right, so it's as simple as just uploading a picture. These are all my fun pictures I've been taking this week. It's been a fun week. And then I'm going to enter in the key data points that the state is looking for to be able to audit and get that paper trail for you. So the price per gallon, we're going to pretend that it was maybe last week. We're going to purchase about 22 gallons. We're going to push it over to, I need to tie it back to a registered vehicle. And then I need to add it to a gas station. We do store the gas stations that you're in here. Most of us are creatures of habit. So once you get the 5 or 6, maybe 10 or 15, depending on what your driving pattern is, it's going to save in there and make it much more easier. So in a matter of seconds, I've been able to print my receipt, load it into the app, and start keeping that trail for myself. It's really that simple. And we'll dive through a little bit of the navigation as well, but I'm going to push it back over to our PowerPoint. All right. So I wanted to incorporate in this conversation today some of the questions that I have been getting, because I feel like if someone has asked me these questions, then someone else probably has those questions too. So a friend of mine had brought up the app at a networking meeting that he was at. He mentioned a few people asked if it's free and what does a developer get out of it? I don't see any ads, and where's the data stored? So right now the app is not free. It was free for a couple of weeks and a lot of people were able to grab it early. It is in the App Store today at $4.99. If you shoot me a message, I'll send you a promo code. Just shoot me a message, NoMOGasTax app for me, and put it in the chat box below, and I'll shoot you a promo code to go ahead and download that for free. We will be moving forward with a subscription-based model on the pricing on this app. And then just to kind of talk a little bit about the roadmap for the project itself and kind of to answer the question, what does the developer get out of this? I feel like there are many forms that we look at that are not digitized. And so my goal is to continue to look at digitizing different forms inside of the Missouri Gas Tax app. I think there are other forms that we can look at digitizing. There is a Missouri 4924 form that is for non-highway vehicles. And this would be for your larger vehicles that are out there, or your combines, your aviation, your boat. They are eligible for a full tax refund. And so I think we can digitize that form inside of this app. I think there's a lot of things. I'm constantly trying to figure out how we can unsilo things. And so I've got bigger plans and bigger roadmaps for this app as we continue to move forward. And then we're storing the receipts in Amazon Web Services. So a lot of people, the state of Missouri is asking you to keep an audit log for 3 years. So if you wanted to go ahead and hold on to those receipts for 3 years, you're more than welcome, but the app will maintain those receipts for you. All right. Let's dive back.
Yeah, Tammi, I have a couple of questions real fast before we move on. Does the transaction have to be tied to a Missouri registered vehicle?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so Philip, yes, it does need to be tied back to a Missouri registered vehicle. Okay. And then what about lawnmowers? We have a zero turn with 2 tanks because we have acreage, but not type of vehicle that has to be registered with the state for property taxes.
It needs to be registered. I would guess it needs to be registered with the state. You might want to talk to your tax preparer about that. But from the tax form and from the audit trail that they're looking for, I would imagine the vehicle needs to be registered with the state.
If it takes just regular fuel, couldn't you just put it under one of your cars?
That is up to you.
That's what I would do if I had a zero turn with 2 tanks.
That is between you and your tax preparer.
Okay, and yes, it is only available for Apple products right now.
That is correct. So we are going to go through the Missouri 4923 form just to again give you an idea of the data points that they are collecting. I am hoping that this conversation can at least give you some education around it to be able to file that form for you. We are looking at bringing it into the Android and Google Play atmosphere as well. It might just be a little bit. But at the same time, this is available on an iPad. So if you do have an iPad laying around, you could use it as well.
Okay. The Missouri Department of Revenue site FAQs indicates you have to retain the original receipts for 3 years.
That is correct. So if you want to hold on to the original receipt, this will be a digitized document of the original receipt. I am working diligently with the state of Missouri to get more information about, also an electronic database as well. But yes, the FAQs do state you need the original receipt. So hold on to that receipt if you'd like. But for processing and storing inside the app, we'll store that data for you.
Okay, the department issued a clarification that electronic records are original. And then someone asked how, if they put the wrong date in, is it possible to go back in and change the date?
Right now, we are rolling an update up over the weekend. I do have a small glitch and a bug in there, so we'll be able to edit and delete those transactions. But yeah, we'll be able to change that moving forward.
Okay, I'll let you continue and keep asking your questions, and we'll pause again for more questions.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. All right, so I'm going to pause this for a second. All right, so I'm going to go back into the app and just kind of navigate a little bit inside of the app as well. So when you log into it, you're going to see your home screen. Like I said earlier, if you wanted to add a vehicle, go ahead and add those vehicles in here for yourself. It's very simple, the information. You do need your vehicle VIN number. So if you don't have it right away, just hold tight until you run outside. Your VIN number is going to be like sometimes on your windshield, maybe on your door, be on your title, a handful of different options for you there. Back to the home page. If you want to take a look at your receipts, this is filter. I don't have multiple vehicles on here right now, but you can filter by vehicle, by gas station, your profile information. I have referenced the tax forms on here. So if you wanted to take a look at that Missouri 4923 form, you're more than welcome to. But most people don't love looking and studying those types of items. But then you also have references for the Senate bill. This is kind of where it goes through. This is where it keeps track of all the data points that they are looking for. And then the FAQs, I think so. I don't know who mentioned that earlier, but I have referenced those out to you. These are I've gone through most of them, and they do kind of go through all the questions that you might have. If you have something of another question, please let me know. I'm happy to help you. But we are working diligently with the state to try to electronically file these items for you as well. So up at the top, add a receipt. You can upload, add a receipt as you go. Pretty plain and simple, but it really does get the job done for you. This is interfaced with Facebook sign-on and Google interfaced as well. So if you wanted to use those platforms, or if you wanted to, create a new login for this, you're more than welcome to from that direction. All right, so I'm going to try to go back here. All right, so back to the presentation. So again, it's as simple as holding on to those receipts and pressing yes. That's kind of one of the biggest things here is we are all creatures of habit, right? So we go to that gas station, you put a credit card in, it says receipt, no receipt, and all of us press no, right? I mean, or we run out of receipt paper, but you can always go back inside and ask for a copy of that receipt. So keeping track of that receipt and printing that receipt is probably the number one item and the biggest ask that I have for everybody on this call today is print that receipt. We know that it's hard to do that right away. I had someone ask this week, they were a chamber member, how far back can they go back to the gas receipts, or how far back can they go in entering these gas receipts? So if you are someone who drives professionally for a living, it is something that you've been keeping track of as well already. You can go back as far as October 1st. So for the commercial companies in here, if you've got fleet vehicles, if you've got drivers out there, and you have those gas records or those gas receipt records, enter in that data. I want customers to know that they can go back as far as October 1st and process that refund and enter in that gas receipt so they can get their gas tax rebate in July. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for the businesses that are in this conversation to go back and get those dollars that they kind of left on the table for them. Another piece, if I haven't said it already, the refund process starts in July. So July 1st of 2022 is when the state of Missouri is opening their refund window. This window is from July 1st to September 30th. So the big key item that I want to make mention in here is this has nothing to do with your taxes that you process at the end of the year. If you sit down with your tax preparer at the end of the year, you will be too late. You will have missed a window to get the refund. Now it's 2.5 cents this week. So, or this month or this year. So we don't have to worry about it too much, but it is something that is not talked about in the news. It is not talked about in mainstream media. The refund period goes from July 1st to September 30th. So this is a refund that if you do want your tax preparer to prepare for you, you're going to have to make sure you get them those receipts in that period and they file that refund on your behalf for you. So again, for the people in the back, this has nothing to do with the taxes that you're probably preparing right now with your tax accountants today. So hold on to those receipts. Any past receipts that you have records of already, it is not too late to start getting that 2.5 cents back for every single gallon of gas that you purchased over the past couple of months. So a little bit about the Missouri 4923 form. This is the new form that was created because of the Senate Bill 262. There's a couple of key data points that the app is keeping track of, but for folks that aren't able to utilize the app, I want people to know that you really just need to keep track. Obviously, we all have our vehicle VIN information, but keep track of the date of the sale, the name and address of the purchaser. So it's going to be you, and then the name and address of the seller. I don't know why the state of Missouri wants to know where I'm buying my gas from, but hold on to that information. That's going to be like your Quick Trips, your Mobile on the Runs, your Phillips 66, your Conocos. That's going to be your seller. And then they want to know the number of gallons that you purchase with every single transaction, and then the price per gallon within that transaction. So drivers must keep those receipts. I think one of the questions was asked on that FAQs form if the loyalty program receipts were an option for the paper trail, and they are. So keep those receipts, or if you are set up in a loyalty program with your favorite gas station, that document will be a paper record for you as well. And then I'll say it one more time, and maybe one more time before we end. You must submit that claim between July 1st and September 30th. If you don't submit the claim in that period, you'll miss the opportunity and you'll be looking at next year's taxes. So track your receipt and get your receipt, right? Get the receipt. That's one of the most important things. When you're in that gas station, you're at that gas station, you have your phone in your hand anyways, right? I mean, it's 2022, it's either in your back pocket or your hand. Grab a picture of that receipt, quickly upload those key data points, the date, the price per gallon, the number of gallons, the vehicle that it's tied to, that gas station, save it and be on your way. It's really that easy. Once you learn and kind of get in that habit, we're all creatures of habit, we know, but start getting that receipt, start taking, tracking those receipts and keeping that digital file format. So what other questions do we have, Wendy? I know there's a couple more that are popping in. Do you see them? Yes, Michelle Salins. Hey, Michelle, we will be posting. The question is, can you post a link of this recording? We are going to post a link on this recording on YouTube, so you'll be able to see that recording at a later point. Can we file the necessary documents for the refund, or does that have to be filed by my tax guy? You can file this. Mike, we are working with the state of Missouri to create an electronic file format. The state of Missouri has mentioned that there will be an EDI. I have not seen it. We are having conversations this week and next week at the state level to figure out what that EDI looks like. In a very perfect world, I would love for this app to be able to submit that refund for you. But for today's purposes, because I haven't seen anything digitized from the state level, the app will just give you an export of the data that you need to file that Missouri 4923 form for yourself. Your tax preparer can do it, but you can do it as well. Are there any other questions? Do you file prior calendar year during? Do you file prior calendar year during 7/1? Yes. So the question is like the calendar year. So on July 1st of 2022, you will be filing tax receipts from October 1st of 2021 to June 30th of 2022. I hope that makes sense. And then next year, it'll be the same. It'll be July 1st receipts to June 30th receipts filed on July 1st of 2023. What about business vehicles? Yes, your business vehicles. We talked about it in the beginning, but I'll restate it here. The This is a refund for non-highway vehicles and highway vehicles under 26,000 pounds. So the state of Missouri has 6.2 million vehicles registered in the state of Missouri. 5 million of those vehicles are available and eligible for a refund. So this could be your commercial vehicles, your fleet vehicles. It can be any highway vehicle under 26,000 pounds. So your semis, your big tractor trailers. I'm not even sure where that 26,000 pounds. My car is probably like 7,000 pounds. Most trucks out there, you're probably still under 10,000 pounds. These are for your business vehicles as well. Are there any other questions that I might have missed? I'm scrolling upwards a little bit. All right. Well, I think with that, so a couple of key takeaways that I hope that everybody got out of the time today is that the Missouri Senate Bill 262 was implemented late last year. It put a 2.5 gas tax at the pump for all Missourians. This is 2.5 cents for every single gallon of gas you purchase. This grows over time. So next year, or actually just in July, we're going to be seeing 5 cents. Then it'll be 7.5 cents, all the way to 12.5 cents in 2025 is where it caps out for every single gallon of gas that you purchase. So make sure that you are printing your receipts. If you have been printing your receipts because of the business that you're in, or because you maybe just print all your receipts, you can still go backwards all the way back to October 1st and start claiming that refund right away. The gas tax goes up every July. So just in a couple of short weeks, about 2.5 months from now, we're going to be seeing this at 5 cents for every single gallon of gas that you purchase. The refund period starts in July 1st of 2022 and expires September 30th of 2022 as well. So I hope that you found the presentation helpful today. I hope at the very least you've just learned a little bit about the Missouri Senate bill. You've learned a little bit about ways that you can save money. It doesn't seem like a lot of money, but I'm telling you, if you saw a $20 bill on the sidewalk, you'd probably pick it up. In 2025, I think the expected refunds for a household of 4 are looking at anywhere from $700 to $1,000. That is a pretty hefty stimulus check if you were to look at it from that point of view. So this is money that is yours. It's fully available. This is a refund process that the state of Missouri has put into place. And my goal for this conversation is to help you get educated to get your gas tax back.
Tammi, on the code to download it for free, did you want to put that in the chat, or?
I'll shoot you guys a message for the folks that are interested. If you want to shoot me a message, but just put in the chat NoMOGasTax for me, and I'll know that you're interested in grabbing that code.
Thank you so much, Tammi. I think this was excellent presentation, especially with gas prices where they are today and where they will be, next month. You're right, $20 makes a difference, and we can move forward from there. I'm going to give people a few minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
To let Tammi know that you want that, and we'll get the code out to you so you guys can get this downloaded today. And if you have any questions.
Yeah,
Tammi,
absolutely. I
definitely your contact information.
Yeah, my contact information is very easy. Except I'm not hidden. My cell phone, my personal email is pretty much public to everybody at this point. But absolutely, we can share that information, and we'll be posting this on the Cottleville Weldon Spring Chamber of Commerce's YouTube page. I'll be sharing it on my YouTube page as well. I've got a handful of pages. We have TikTok and Instagram and the Facebook pages as well. So continue to follow us. I'm really excited about this. I think there's some other things that we can do. I have some bigger roadmaps for this project. There's other states that are implementing very similar taxes, gas tax at the pump and refundable taxes. And so this is really just the beginning, I think, for the NoMOGasTax app.